If you have enough money, the Israeli Antiquities Department will let you play in the sands of Israel, pretending you are doing serious archaeological research, when in fact you are simply hustling people for their money with bogus archaeological discoveries.
So like a curious traveler on a quest, we embark upon a journey of information. Stay with us for a ride into knowledge.
There are a number of foundations in the United States that give the appearance of being credible biblical organizations, which in fact many of them are crackpots or shrewd shysters taking advantage of unsuspecting people trying to understand the Bible and the history of Israel better.
Shalom. Today we're watching Insights, Israel and the Middle East, Layers of Truth.
Yeah, we're going deep today into the city that is Jerusalem, the layers of history, archaeology, and faith that this city carries.
Crossroads of civilizations and continents. For millennia, this land has seen empires rise and fall, countries come and countries go. And the archaeological evidence in this land bears testament to exactly that. When you dig in the ground in this land, you find layer upon layer upon layer of history, of archaeology, of narrative that is buried inside the ground. And those stories, those findings, correlate with the biblical narrative. Today we're digging deep into the science of archaeological layers, how this land holds within the ground story upon story, buried just waiting for us to find them.
If you have a passion for discovering the past, an archaeological dig in Israel is an experience you'll never forget. Considering the millennia of history, there are many undiscovered wonders beneath the ground. There are many archaeological digs conducted year-round in Israel and many ways to find ones that are open to visitors. Both the Biblical Archaeological Society and the Israel Ministry of Foreign Affairs compile a list of current digs. Archaeological Seminars Limited offers this program for visitors to go into their current excavation site to participate in an archaeological dig. Participants are invited to dig, sift through rubble, examine pottery, and tour the National Park of Beit Guvrin during their archaeological dig. There are a few stops during the day and a fair amount of walking and exploring caves, so don't forget your comfy clothes and shoes. This is a not far from Jerusalem. Many past participants claim that it is highly recommended and worth a visit to anyone living in or visiting Israel. This dig is suitable for visitors of all ages. Older children would find it rewarding and fun, while younger children would be entertained for the whole day. Many archaeologists enlist volunteer help on their digs, as volunteers are highly motivated and wish to learn and gain experience, although the work is often difficult and tedious. Usually no previous experience is necessary. The work includes digging, shoveling, hauling baskets of earth and sherds, cleaning pottery sherds, and more. Volunteers are responsible for their own travel arrangements to and from Israel. Accommodations for volunteers can range from sleeping bags in the field to rooms in hostels or kibbutzim.
Biblical archaeology has been hijacked by right-wing doomsday evangelicals who have been hoodwinked and railroaded by fanatical Jewish-Israeli agendas. Let me tell you, while this video is about a biblical archaeological conman and his accomplices, there's a much bigger story behind this one. There are many Indiana Jones types looking for fame through archaeology, especially biblical archaeology. The trick for these bogus foundations and institutes is to find a way of getting people to finance their expeditions. It takes a good con man to really pull it off. Ron Wyatt has been among the best. He raised many tens of thousands of dollars from naive Bible believers for his expeditions. And during these expeditions, Wyatt would enjoy traveling around the world, often living in nice hotels with a traveling girl companion. And surely Wyatt has not disappointed those who have supported him. Ron Wyatt claims to have discovered far more than any credible archaeologist would ever expect to discover in 10 lifetimes, let alone one. It seems the love of money is indeed the root of all sorts of evil. both in various sites on the internet promoting the false discoveries of Ron Wyatt, founder of Wyatt Archaeological Research. You see, according to the various internet sites promoting war, products such as DVDs, books, tours to Israel, etc. Among Ron Wyatt's discoveries is Noah's Ark, the Ark of the Covenant, the Exodus crossing, the chariot wheels from the Exodus crossing, the location of Mount Sinai, the site of Christ's crucifixion, actual blood from Jesus Christ with only 24 chromosomes, actual samples of rain of fire from the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah, and more. Since Ron Wyatt's death, his wife, along with her new husband, and a host of others are still making money from Wyatt's bogus claims. Recently, they went to Israel to reopen the way to the cave in which Wyatt claims lies the actual Ark of the Covenant from Moses' time. Wyatt claims the Ark of the Covenant was actually covered with the blood of Jesus, the blood of Jesus Christ, who was supposedly crucified above the cave. According to Wyatt, he discovered a hole in which the cross of Christ was planted. Beneath that hole was the crack which led to the cave in which the Ark of the Covenant was situated. Now, according to Ron Wyatt, he took samples of the blood to an Israel blood lab. They told him, according to Wyatt, that this blood only had 24 chromosomes and it was alive. Okay, it was alive. He also said that the folk at the lab were ready to hear about Jesus as the result of this. The event supposedly happened years ago. Of course, we don't have any of this evidence available to us. The men at the lab are anonymous. Ron Wyatt's evidence disappear as quickly as he discovers them. This last visit to Israel by Mrs. Mary Neal Wyatt and her new husband was supposed to uncover the cave that contained the Ark of the Covenant that was covered with the very blood of Jesus Christ. When they get permission from the Israeli Antiques Department to do some excavating near Zedekiah's Cave, which is where Ron Wyatt said the entrance to the tunnel of the Ark of the Covenant was years ago, you might wonder if everybody knows Wyatt was a shyster. Why would the Israeli Antiquities Department grant Mrs. Mary Neal Wyatt and Company a license to dig? Bottom line, money, 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 money. Those Bible zealots pay big bucks for those licenses. They're never allowed to dig in an area that are really significant to archaeology. These quasi-archaeological foundations from the United States usually sell group visits to Israel. This is good business for Israel Tourist Department as well as for antiquities. These American Christians are put to the task of filtering through the debris, most of which is worthless and costs Israel no money for labor. These Christians are overjoyed at the thought that they are uncovering artifacts that will prove the validity of the Bible and their faith. The Jewish officials watch and smile as these deceived innocent Christian zealots toil in the sun, looking for the Ark of the Covenant or some other great find that they were sold on by the archaeologists who put the whole trip together. Israel makes out, and the quasi-archaeological organization that collected a lot of money from them makes out. And the sheep, well, they get fleeced. Well, they're just happy as a lark. In the end, did they find the Ark of the Covenant with all that equipment and that license in the Israeli Department of Antiquities? No Ark of the Covenant. No matter how many people they sucker into giving them money for equipment, for licenses, and expenses, they will never find the Ark of the Covenant because Ron Wyatt never found it there in the first place.
Just more food for thought.
Thanks for watching this and all our videos. Please like, share, and subscribe. And until we meet again, stay curious, fellow travelers, and have a great day.